These debates were often initiated by Indian reformers and reform groups. One such reformer was Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He founded a reform association known as the Brahma Sabha, which later came to be known as the Brahmo Samaj in Calcutta, which is present-day Kolkata. Well, during that time, the mindset of the people was girls were supposed to stay back home and do household chores. People such as Raja Ram Mohan Roy are described as reformers because they felt that changes were necessary in society and unjust practices needs to be done away with. They thought that the best way to ensure such changes was by persuading people to give up old practices and adopt a new way of life. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was keen to spread the knowledge of Western education in the country and bring about greater freedom and equality for women. He wrote about the way women were forced to bear the burden of domestic work, confined to the home and the kitchen, and not allowed to move out and become educated. Okay, students, now let's see how this great social reformer Raja Ram Mohan Roy changed the lives of the widows. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was particularly moved by the problems widows faced in their lives. He began a campaign against the practice of sati. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was well versed in Sanskrit, Persian, and several other Indian and European languages. He tried to show through his writings that the practice of widow burning had no sanction in Indian text. Many British officials had also begun to criticize Indian traditions and customs. They were therefore more than willing to listen to Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who was reputed to be a learned man. In 1829, sati was banned. The strategy adopted by Raja Ram Mohan Roy was used by later reformers as well. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar used the ancient text to suggest that widows could remarry. His suggestion was adopted by British officials and a law was passed in 1856 permitting widow remarriage. Those who were against the remarriage of widows opposed Vidyasagar and even boycotted him. By the second half of the 19th century, the movement in favor of widow remarriage spread to other parts of the country. In the Telugu-speaking areas of the Madras Presidency, Veera Salingam Pantulu formed an association for widow remarriage. Around the same time, young intellectuals and reformers in Bombay pledged themselves to work for the same cause. In the north, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, who founded the Reform Association called Arya Samaj, also supported widow remarriage. In spite of all these initiations taken by our great reformers, the number of widows who actually remarried remained low. Those who married were also not easily accepted in society, and conservative groups continued to oppose the law. This is all we have for today. We'll be continuing with the same chapter in our next session. Till then, stay home, stay safe, stay blessed.